What is up, y'all? Nick here. This is the starting line. National Rock Racing Association's little update show that we like to do. This is, what are we, 3 days? 3 days away, almost 4 days away from Hollerwood. I can't believe that we're on the third race of some series now. You know, this will be the Northern Rock Racing Series third race. Fun fact, there are 4 races total. Finals counts for the fourth race for all 3 series. So there's 4 total for the Northern Series, 4 for Central, 4 for Southern. So 10 races total throughout the year, and the finals being 4 hills. So it's double the racing. And finals this year is going to be back at Mid-America Outdoors. We are very excited to be a part of their Legends of the Fall. That whole ordeal, Mid-America is just killing it, man. And we are very excited to be a part of it. Well, listen, today we are drawing the driver's orders for, like I said, Hollerwood. We're heading back to that neat little bowl. The Hollerwood is a neat little section, one of the most unique courses that we run. It gives you a little bit of loose dirt, real steep hills. There's some rock in there at the top, a couple of ledges, man. It always makes for good racing. And of course, with Clyde putting together the courses, you know that it's gonna be epic. These past few races have really, well, we went from wide open racing, it seemed like, at Visions, to a little bit more of a technical course at Hawk Pride. So, I would dare say that Hollerwood's probably going to be somewhere in the middle there, maybe more on the technical side. But like I said, it's really going to make for some interesting racing. What I'm interested to see is what Clyde does for the VIN class. Because it's a pretty it can be a rough section if we're talking about stock. There was 2 stock Jeeps at Hawk Pride that raced. It could get rough for some of those more stockish rigs, but the Rock Life Off-Road UTV Stock Class race there last year. Clyde had a great course set out for those guys. So, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he comes up with for sure. Hey, listen, just for the 100 or more that are watching right now, if you have any questions, I'm going to be answering questions in the Rock Racing TV, on the Rock Racing TV Facebook page, okay? So if anything comes up, please address your comments there, and I'll be trying to follow along as much as I can. But if you guys have watched this show before, you know what I'm up against. I'm a one-man show here, and but it's a lot of fun. And without further ado, let's get those chips up on the screen here and see what we can get ourselves into. All right. Starting off today, we're going to start with the UTV Cup Series, the Unlimited Series. And let me give you a quick rundown of how this is going to go here. We should be about an hour. This usually takes about an hour to draw all the classes. And basically, what I'm going to do is I have 18 chips on the table here, and I am going to flip them all over and draw a number, and up on the screen will be the class that I will be drawing for, okay? So we start with the class that has the most drivers, and in that case, this race, it will be the UTV Cup class. They have 18 drivers. So we're going to start off with 18 chips. As I draw a number, I will update the screen. So if you are watching for yourself or for somebody else, or your favorite driver for that matter, you can follow along with us. The chips to watch out for. The number 1 chip, you can see it down there. The number 1 chip. And then also the number 13 chip. Okay, those are the chips that people either don't want, number 1, the first chip, or definitely want, which is the number 13 chip, lucky number 13. And here's why. First of all, no one wants to go first, and I don't blame them. If I was racing, I would not want to go first either. The first guy out there has only what he has seen in pre-running, what he has done in pre-running, or, just what he has looked over on the course. Okay, lucky number 13 gets to pick whether they go first, 13th, or last. So as you can imagine, strategically, that is the chip that you want to get. There's some other honorable mentions there. For instance, the number 2 chip. The reason why nobody wants the number 2 chip is because that driver has to go first on the second hill. Okay, so first and second chips are rough, and everybody wants that lucky number 13. So without further ado, let's get these chips flipped over here and get started. Where's everybody watching from? I am in Tampa today, and I'm going to be heading out here in the next couple of days, heading off to film the next episode of Highway to the Hill. Did y'all catch that little teaser that I dropped of Dan Carter there yesterday? Dan is a man, what a great guy, and I can't wait for y'all to see his episode. It's going to be a good one. All right, let me get my notepad up on the screen here, and see what we can get ourselves into. UTV Cup Series. Kicking us off will be none other than Brandon Davis. All right. Get these mixed up here. How's the music for everybody? Can everybody hear and see me okay? Music isn't too loud. Make sure that everybody can see the chips. All right. And first up is Cheryl's husband, Brandon Davis. Number 17, Brandon. Second to last. Second to last. Brandon Davis. So, remember what I said. I had to update all of this. So, I am a one-man show when it comes to this. Brandon Davis gets number 17. And we are off, y'all. Again, if you are making any comments or anything like that, I will be checking those out on the Rock Racing TV Facebook page. Okay, Rock Racing TV Facebook page. All right, next up is Casey Howell. Casey Howell, and again, we are drawing from the UTV Unlimited class. UTV Unlimited. All right, Casey, number 18, sir. Number 18. Casey Howell, number 18. All right. Trying to set myself up here. All right. Next up is Cash Lacroix. Cash is a seasoned driver. We missed him at Hawk Pride. Number 2, Cash. Number 2, Cash Lacroix. Now, fun fact. Again, try to update you guys, or not update you. Try to explain how everything goes along, because I remember being a young fan and really not understanding, what was going on. Not really having a firm grasp on it anyway. So even if a driver is a seasoned driver and we know that they're not coming, we will still draw their number. It is just how it's always been, and there is always the opportunity for that seasoned driver to have somebody run for them as well. So we would rather draw their number and then have somebody come at the last minute and fill their spot than not have a number for them and make them have to go first. So it pays to be a seasoned driver, y'all. It really does. You save money in the long run, but there's all the other perks as well. All right, next up, Clay Cason. Clay has just been killing it this year, y'all. Fun to watch. Very fun to watch. Clay, number 4, sir. Clay Cason. His brother Cody is an animal behind the wheel too, driving in the Ratcliffe Off-Road UTV Stock Class. All right, next up is Clint Garrison. Clint, one of a few drivers this year stepping up and moving into that big buggy game. Clint driving a proven reject fab buggy in Liberty 2, picking that up from Danny Smith. Number 15, Clint. Number 15, Clint Garrison. Number 15. All right. Next up is Chickie Barton. Chickie Barton. Chickie racing with us weekend before last at Top Pride. Chickie Barton. Number 12. Number 12. Knocking on that door. Almost, but that's not a number 13. That's not a number 13, Chickie. Chickie Barton, number 12. All right, next up, Cooper Bentley. I know Cooper would like to have that in lucky number 13. Cooper Bentley. When are we going to see Cooper Bentley in a rock monster? That's what I want to know. Make sure I'm up on the screen there. All right, Cooper Bentley. Number 5, Coop. Number 5. I'm going to try to stay in the screen as much as I can, y'all, but my number 1 priority is the drawing. So, Cooper Bentley, number 5. Cooper Bentley, number 5. All right. Next up, DC Thompson. This guy is coming on strong, y'all. I'm going to bring up the cut points here so we can go through as we're doing the numbers here. DC Thompson debuting a new buggy this year at Wildcat. DC currently sitting in 5th place. But, yeah, you want to talk about a man on a mission. DC has been coming for it this year. 11 DC. 11 for DC Thompson. Oops. 11 for DC. All right. I need an assistant. All right. Next up, Kensley Callahan. Kensley having just a gentle flop at Hawk Pride, but she did good. She did good. She's excited to get out here. Kensley just barely 18, or she's a youngin', but we like that's the future of the sport. All right, Miss Callahan, number 9. Number 9. Kensley. Her dad also races. Number 9. All right, so we still have that number 1 chip and the number 13 chip still out on the deck here. So who's going to get it? Who is going to get it? I know this young lady would like to have it. Speaking of, young drivers, Miss Madison King standing up there on the podium at Hawk Pride for the UTV Bounty Class. Very excited for her. All right, Miss Madison, number 1, number 13 chip. Is this it? Let's see. Number 3. Number 3. Number 3, Madison King. Oh, I did it again. There it is. Sorry, y'all. Miss Madison got number 3. And she was number 3. Still on that 3rd place at Hawk Pride. All right, I think we're all caught up now. Next up, Mr. Matt Buxton. Matt driving the old rental buggy, which was a contender last year, driven by Wade Good. Wade moving up to the big buggies this year, driving a bouncer. So sold that buggy to Matt Buxton. We've seen Matt race a couple of times so far this year. Number 10, Matt. Number 10. Matt is always exciting to watch, man. Number 10, Matt Buxton. All right, got another King child up here, Nathan King, racing with his sister. Nathan driving that wildly popular General Lee themed UTV bouncer. I always love filming when Nathan comes up to the line, because he hits that Dukes of Hazzard horn, man, and the crowd goes wild. I love crowd participation like that, and Nathan always helps me out. Number 7, man, we still got a number 1 and a number 13 chip out there. Nathan is gonna go 7th though. Nathan is gonna go 7th. Nathan King going 7th. All right. Excellent. All right, Richard Hodge. That's a new name Richard. I apologize if you have raced before and I just don't remember you. I tend to meet a lot of people, and if you ask anybody, it's not for lack of trying to remember names. I just I meet a lot of people. Number 16. It's going to come down to the last chips, isn't it? It's going to come down to the number 1 and number 13 chip are going to be the last 2 chips. What do you want to bet? Number 16 from Mr. Hodge. Richard Hodge, number 16, sir. All right. Spencer Grindstaff. Missed him these last few races here. It'd be good to see Spencer out on the hills. I hope we get to see him. Spencer, another young, hungry driver. Owns his own business already. Pays for all of his equipment, man. Driven young individuals. Number 8. Spencer Grindstaff, number 8. Number 8, Spence. Okay. Man, we've only got 4 drivers left. It's going to be one of the T's. Thomas, Timmy, Travis, or Tyler. We've got a first place chip, a 13th place chip, and whatever else is left. So, who's going to get it, y'all? Who's going to get it? Next up, Thomas Lair. Thomas? Oh, it is Thomas. There it is. There it is, Thomas. Thomas is a wild card, man. I don't fear him being in that number 1 spot. He's, if anybody, I know I probably say that a lot, but Thomas can handle it, man. I know Thomas can handle it. I got faith in you, Thomas. All right, next up, Timmy Cameron. Timmy currently sitting in first place. But Clay is knocking on the door. Clay Cason. All right, there it is. Timmy Cameron. Lucky number 13. Lucky number 13. All right. Don't say I never gave you anything, Timmy. All right. Travis Cooper up next. Travis Cooper. Number 6, sir. Number 6, Travis Cooper. And that leaves number 14 for Tyler Bradley. Tyler Bradley gets number 14. I'm sure he would have liked to have that number 13, but that's all right. That's all right. All right. That wraps up the UTV Cup Series. I'm going to leave that up on the screen there for a second. I've got to take, I need to have 17 chips for this next round. Next up will be the big bouncers. Make sure we can see them all on there. All right, everybody get this? I will have everything up to date and posted as soon as I hang up with you guys here. Next up, big bouncer class. Make sure that all y'all can see this okay. And leading us off is going to be Brandon Davis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. I always like to make sure and count because I have had instances where I had a road chip that decided not to show up. All right. All mixed up. Next up, first up, Brandon Davis. Going to be leading us off. This is the big buggy class for Hollerwood. Brandon Davis, number 17, sir. Brandon Davis, number 17. Next up is Brett Barger. Brett Barger. Hope I'm saying that right, Brett. Lucky number 13. This is my first time seeing your name, sir. And you have some good luck. Brett is going to get that number 13 chip today. So, Brett, you get to choose whether you go first, 13th, or last. Not a bad place to be strategically on race day. All right. Next up, Daniel Heckley. Let's go to the stats for the big bouncers and talk big buggy stats here. Daniel coming with the most winningest rock bouncer in history so far this year in Hellbent. Hellbent is that Tim Cameron built big block buggy. Timmy has won 3 championships with it, and and Daniel has definitely come on strong so far this year. And Daniel is a driver for sure, but now he's just got some more up-to-date equipment. Not that Smoked Out or Lawless wasn't up to date, but Hellbent is on a whole another level. All right, Daniel Heckley, number 4, sir. Number 4, Daniel Heckley. All right, Daniel. Next up, Jack Porter. It's good to see Jack out on the hills racing at Hawk Pride a couple weekends ago. Jack in that Venom racing buggy. Jack Porter, number 8, sir. Miss Tiffany cheering for that good chip. The good chip's already gone, Tiffany. So he had no chance. No chance at 13, but at least he's not first. At least he's not first. All right, next up, Jay Stortz. Jay had some really good runs in the UTV Stock Class Not so much in the big buggy class, but he stood on the podium. He stood on the podium, was in first place for the Ratcliffe Off-Road UTV Stock Class. So Jay's coming for podiums, that's for sure. That is for sure. Number 2, sir. So again, if you want to look at, we kind of go over this every time, but I like to explain it because there's always going to be some folks that don't remember or don't know. But the way that the driver's orders are done on race day is the first hill odds go first, and on the second hill evens go first. So it'll be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, so on, and then on hill 2, the evens will go first. So it kind of splits it up, but that's why I was saying that the first chip, nobody wants that because they have to go first for the day, and then the second chip, because on hill 2, they'll be the ones that are going first. So just a quick explanation of how things go. Speaking of winning TC buggies, Jed Harper is going to be up next here. Jed driving unfinished business, and Timmy has drove that buggy to 2 championships. So unfinished. We're going to have 5 years worth of championships racing at. And then if you want to count Menace, so 6 years, because he won a championship with Menace too. So Jed Harper, number 7. I love the history of the sport in that sense, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Jed Harper, number 7, sir. Jed Harper, number 7. All right, next up, John Hammett. John had some technical issues at Hawk Pride, so I'm hoping we'll get to see him at Hollerwood for sure. John, if you go all the way back to the beginning of the season, John had quite a tumble off from those monstrous hills at Wind Rock, and he had John was okay, but buggy didn't fare so well, and he made quite a few changes. If you check out his updates and stuff, you see rear steer. That buggy's never had rear steer, so some big changes for John, and that kill shot buggy, part of Hitman Racing. Always fun John's a great driver, and that Hitman buggy is timeless. That buggy is just, it's one of those buggies that just be timeless, man. Still a shock on axle, but he's running bypasses and everything. The buggy's had bypasses on it for a while now, so pretty cool. Be good to see John out there. We're hoping to see you out there, John. Next up, Johnny Gibbs. Johnny driving that Jake Pike built half-ton Hero. Man, just a screamer of a small block Ford. And Johnny is no stranger to that skinny pedal. Johnny knows that skinny pedal. So, Johnny. Oh, Johnny. You'll be all right. You just get it out of the way. Johnny Gibbs getting that first chip. It's just like a Band-Aid, Johnny. Just rip it off. Get it out of the way, man. I'm usually the enemy of quite a few people by the end of this episode. Oh, Johnny Gibbs. All right, next up, Justin Wills. Justin currently sitting in 4th place overall in points. Justin getting up on the podium I keep saying last weekend before last at Hawk Pride. Very, very excited for Justin. Man, he's been working his tail off, and he's not driving a high dollar rig, pulling all the way from North Carolina, just unbelievable commitment, from him and his family. It's very cool to see. Very cool to see him in action. His daughter, we're going to be drawing for Gatlin, too, for the youth class. So the whole family gets involved. All right, next up, Kenneth Cason. Kenneth's got a buggy for sale, man. If you are looking for a rig, Kenneth has got a proven machine in Bad Donkey. I don't want to speak on what the cost is, but Kenneth Cason, Crazy Aces Racing, get on over. And speaking of that, that goes for all of these drivers' social media. There's no better way to keep up with them than through their social media. I definitely recommend getting out and supporting these guys. Number 12, Kenneth. Some of them take it more serious than others, but it's always a good way to keep up with the drivers and what they have going on in the shop, what they have going on in life, and it's free advertising as far as I'm concerned. There's no better way to get your name out there and be recognized by sponsors and so on than through social media. It should be a no-brainer. And I know me personally, I do all that I can to try to help you drivers out. And if that means, making video available to you or helping you with ideas for posts or content ideas, please reach out to me. I want to help. I do. Next up, Randall Key. Randall, had some issues at Hawk Pride. He cracked a radiator in the Undertaker buggy. He's still trying to figure that rig out. Randall will get it. Randall will get it. He's a race car driver through and through, and he's just going through those, new buggy blues, if you will. Just working through some stuff, but he'll get it dialed in. Learning to drive that rig is probably the biggest thing. He's starting the year off halfway through the season in a new buggy. That's a lot. It is. It's a lot to handle. Randall Key getting number 11. Next up, Scott Goforth. It's good to see Scott and his family out there at Hawk Pride. Talk about another buggy that's timeless, man. Scott Rum Runner will always be an iconic bouncer. Number 5, Scott. Number 5. Be good to see Scott. I'd love to have Scott and his family at more events. But he is a busy guy, that's for sure. All right. Next up, Mr. Tim Cameron. Timmy drawing the number 13 chip on the UTV Unlimited class. But number 13 and number 1 is no longer available, Timmy, so you're going to have to deal with number 14. Tim Cameron, number 14. Timmy just 9 points behind the leader. Him and Wade have been going at it back and forth all year long. Just burning it down, y'all. Man, it has been a good year to be a fan of rock bouncing. I would love to see that go like 3 or 4 drivers deep, where it's back and forth. But man, if you are a fan of rock bouncing, you couldn't ask for a better season, with more action, more back and forth action, All right, next up, Trent Ratcliffe, number 3, sir. Trent, another UTV driver stepping up to the big buggy game. And then the other half of that battle that I was talking about, Wade Good, up next. Making for some amazing racing. Number 10, Wade. All right. And then last but definitely not least, and the big story from the race at Hawk Pride was Mr. Wyatt Wilson stepping up to the big buggies, racing in the big buggy class here. So Wyatt Racing, it is now dubbed Unvaxxed, but it was Dorothy prior to that. Very unique sounding supercharged LQ8 or LS8 supercharged. It's got 180 degree headers. Very unique sounding rig. Very unique sounding. All right, y'all. So that is it for the bouncer class. I'm going to leave that up on the screen just for a few here while I go down to 12 chips. 12 chips are going to be doing the UTV Bounty class next. UTV Bounty. So no more lucky number 13. No more lucky number 13. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, UTV Bounty. For those y'all that maybe are new to racing with us and don't know what that class is, UTV Bounty drivers are probably the craziest of the bunch because they are going out there and they're hitting the stuff that the big bouncers are hitting with, triple the horsepower and, double the size and suspension and tires and everything else. Everything is bigger on the big bouncers, and these UTV Bounty drivers have got to hit it without braking, trying to save their rigs. It's quite a feat. It's quite a feat. So the UTV Bounty drivers usually run on Saturdays with the big buggies, and they are a ton of fun to watch. That's for sure. Leading us off, Casey Howell. Casey Howell is going to be first of 12 drivers. Number 8, Casey. All right, so again, we're not going to have a number 13 chip, okay, but we still have that number 1 chip up there. Unfortunately, somebody's going to have to go first, and we are going to find out. These tend to go a little faster now once the numbers start to go down. All right, next up, Clay Cason. We mentioned Clay earlier, racing in the UTV Bounty, the UTV Unlimited class. Number 9, Clay. All right. let's see here too. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the points lead for the UTV Bounty Class, because as of Hawk Pride, it was pretty significant. And I know that there wasn't a whole lot of traction, a whole lot of ground made up, but Dan Carter still has quite a lead on Cooper Bentley. Okay, not quite 2 hills worth. All right, and what that means is 100 points. So a hill is worth 50 points. You can win up to 50 points on a hill. Okay, so Dan is currently sitting at 413 total. Cooper Bentley next in line is at 298. So yeah, over 2 hills worth. So that's a significant amount of ground to make up if anybody is going to get close to Dan, because we only have, mathematically, you only have so many races left. So there's 10 hills left. 10 hills left for the season. All right, Cooper Bentley up next. Number 4, Coop. Cooper also racing in the UTV Unlimited Cup Series. Number 4, Cooper Bentley. All right. Next up, Dan Carter. Dan is the subject of the next episode of Highway to the Hill. We got to hang out in Alexander City with Jody and Dan. What a great family, great couple. They really took care of us. Dylan and I, D-Pats and I. All right, Dan. I hope it's not number 1, but it's number 2. Let's see. Dan Carter, number 2. I am kind of keeping up with the comments here. If Clint, if you were supposed to sign up, we'll get you in there. I'm not worried about it. Just for situational awareness, pre-registration closes at midnight the Sunday before every race. It'll be like that every race, every event, as long as the National Rock Racing Association is in business, is a thing. As long as we're having races, that will always be how it is. So if you don't get signed up, it's no big deal. It just means that you're not going to get your name drawn. And let's be honest, we're human. So I'm going to make mistakes. Clyde's going to make mistakes. Stuff happens. But it's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world by far. We'll definitely make sure that people get a number on race day. That's for sure. Okay? So next up, Derek Schaefer. Number 12, sir. Dead last. Holy cow, we're already going on an hour here. Next up, Johnny Gibbs. Be good to see Johnny make some use out of that buggy that he's got. He's had that UTV bouncer, but I think the focus has been on the big buggy. And I don't blame him, man. If I had Halftime Hero, I'd be racing the snot out of it, too. That thing is a beast. Number 1, Johnny Gibbs. Did I seriously draw you number 1 for 2 different classes? Man, you might want to just stay home, dude. Man. I swear. Y'all see me mix these chips up. I swear. Wrong place, wrong time. Johnny Gibbs. Oh, man. Let's see. Next up is Joshua Allman. Daniel Callahan is going to be running for Joshua. We had talked about how we always keep the drivers. We always keep the season drivers up there regardless. And this is one of those instances where we're going to have Daniel Callahan running for Joshua Allman. Joshua working on getting a new single seat chassis on the hills here. So Clint Garrison, Dylan Dowler was supposed to be. So Clint, hit Clyde up for that. Hit Clyde up and we'll, like I said, we'll figure it out. Joshua Allman. Yeah, because I don't have you on here, Clint. So I apologize about that, buddy. But like I said, we'll get you in there. Joshua Allman. All right, Joshua number 11. Sorry, I kind of had to pull that over to make sure everybody gets in there. All right, Miss Madison King up next. Number 5, Madison. Number 5. All right, Nathan King will be up next. Number 6. Nathan having some rough luck on the last hill at Hawk Pride, man. Just like I said, these hills are not for UTVs. Like, they prove me wrong every time. They do, man. Nothing more impressive than those the UTV Bounty drivers. Very impressive. All right, Richard Hodge. Richard. Number 3, sir. Number 3, Richard. Next up, Travis Cooper. I can't believe that I drew Johnny Gibbs. Johnny Gibbs, 2 number 1s, man. All right, Travis Cooper, number 10, sir. And that leaves Tyler Bradley with number 7. Number 7, Tyler Bradley. And that is it for the UTV Bounty drivers. UTV Bounty. Okay, next up will be the UTV Stock Class. This is the Rock Life Off-Road UTV Stock Class. There is 11 drivers in it. right. And leading us off will be Brandon Davis. Fun fact, Brandon drives the same Can-Am in the UTV Stock Class and the UTV Unlimited Cup Series as well. So, just a testament to how versatile those Can-Ams are. They really are pretty amazing machines. All right, Brandon Davis, you are up first, sir. Ratcliffe Off-Road UTV Stock Class. Number 10. Brandon Davis, number 10. The one class we won't be drawing will be the VIN class, which is too bad because I really was hoping that we would see more people pick up on that one as the season went on, but it'll just take some time. Look at the UTV Stock Class. The UTV Stock Class was like that the last year. It just takes some time. Braden Upchurch is next. Number 3, sir. Number 3, Braden. Next up, Casey Howell. Number 6, Casey. Next up, Cameron Mink. I'm going to say that's maybe spelled wrong, Cameron. If so, it's Clyde's fault. If it is, it's a unique way of spelling Cameron. Cameron Mink. Number 9. Number 9, Cameron. Next up is a name that I'm excited to list off here. Charles Caris, Mr. High Octane Films himself, is going to come. Charles has raced with us before in the RC classes, but this will be the first time in anything other than an RC bouncer. So excited to see Charles out there racing in his Can-Am. And he is also signed up for the VIN class as well. So, good luck to you, sir. Number 2, Charles. All right, next up, Cody Cason. Number 4, Cody. Let's see where we're at as far as the UTV Stock Class. Number 4, Cody Cason. Cody currently leading the UTV Stock Class. Brandon Davis, less than a hill behind him. And Justin Hoback in that 4-seater, currently in 3rd place. Daniel Heckley in the 4th, and Dan Carter rounding out the top 5. All right, Dan Carter up next. Number 5, Daniel. right. Daniel Heckley up next. Number 8 for Daniel Heckley. Currently sitting in 4th. Daniel's been pretty consistent on the podium this year, both in the big bouncers and the UTV Stock Class. Next up, Jay Stortz. Jay winning the UTV Stock Class last or weekend before last. Number 11, sir. The number 1 chip is still in there. All right. Justin Howe back up next. Number 7. So that means I was hoping that I didn't have to do this, Savannah, but Miss Savannah Roy is going to be racing with us. And I'm sorry to say, Savannah, that you are going to be in that number 1 spot. This will be Savannah's first time that I know of racing in the UTV Stock Class. She got herself an RS1. All right, the Rock Life Off-Road UTV Stock Class up there for a few more minutes. And we're going to go to the UTV Youth Class next. There's 8 drivers, UTV Youth Class. All right. UTV Youth, Miss Ava Garner gonna lead us off here. Number 5, Ava. Ava's dad is our MC, Zach Garner. Does more of for the crowd participation, not necessarily the live feed, Next up, Axel Barton. Number 1, Axel. All right, next up, Blake Heckley. Another young Heckley getting involved. That's exciting. Okay, Blake, number 4. Number 4. Oops. Number 4. All right. Next up, Brantley Havens. Let's go to the youth and see where we're sitting. Brantley Havens. Number 8, sir. Number 8. Dead last. All right. Bentley currently sitting in third place overall. Let's see here. Next up, Clara Hoback. Clara taking home a podium finish weekend before last at Hawk Pride. Number 6, Miss Clara. Clara was also one of the stars of the Highway to the Hill. Her episode will be live in not long. It's currently in the process of refilming a few things, but it's going to be a good one, y'all. It's going to be a good one. All right, next up, Dallas Heckley. Another Heckley youngin. Number 3, Dallas. Number 3. Okay. Miss Gatlin Wills, current leader overall. Number 2, Miss Gatlin. Number 2. And that leaves Mr. Joshua Hammett. And you have number 7, sir. Number 7 for Joshua Hammett. All right, I'll leave this up here for just a second so y'all can get those numbers down. And we'll be going to the RC classes next. RC Plastic has 8 drivers, so that's what we'll be handling next. Justin Hoback currently sitting in first place overall. Both the Hobacks sitting in both the Hobacks. Let's see here. Yeah, overall Justin is currently in first, followed up by Shannon Nolan, Colton Hoback in third, and then Chris Taylor in fourth, and Travis Vance rounding out the top 5. All right, we got 8 chips on the deck here. This is the RC Plastic class. This year, Clyde broke the RC classes into two different classes: RC Plastic and RC Metal, and basically what that boils down to is a plastic chassis versus a metal chassis. All right, first up will be Braden Sullivan. Braden Sullivan, number 5, Braden. Number 5, Bub Meadows. Number 7. All right, Chris Taylor up next. Number 2, Chris. Number 2. Not number 2 camera, number 2 chip. All right, Colton Hoback. Colton Hoback. Up next, number 4, sir. Number 4. Justin Hoback up next. Justin's going to have to go first. Number 1. All right, Nathan King up next. Nathan getting some racing in, huh? Racing in a couple of different UTV classes, RC class. Number 3, Nathan. I'd rather have my kids out there doing all kinds of racing than playing video games or doing any of that crap. All right, Shannon Nolan up next. Again, this is the RC plastic class. Number 6, Shannon. And last but definitely not least, Travis Vance, number 8, sir. Great. And the last driver's order that we got to draw is for the RC metal class. And that will round out everything. I'm going to do a shameless plug real quick. I'm going to go live tonight on my little podcast I have on the hill with Nick. It's been a while since I've done a show. I've had some technical difficulties actually with the company that I stream through, but we've got all that squared away now. So I invite you guys to come back. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. Come and hang out. Got a bunch of stuff to get caught up on. Bunch of Rock Bouncer news to go over, and just come and hang out. Come have a good time. It's been a while. Be a good time, I promise. All right. Let's get rid of the plastic class, get the metal class up there, and let's get you guys back to your Monday. I got 7 chips on the deck. That terrifying number 1 chip is on there somewhere. And leading us off will be Braden Sullivan. Braden Sullivan. Number 4, Braden. All right. Number 2, bub. Okay, Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor. Number 3, Chris. Okay, Colton Hoback up next. Number 6, Colton. All right, another shameless plug. Don't forget the Skinny Pedal Award. You can still vote. Voting is still open. It will close down, I want to say, the night before the race, so Thursday night. But you can still go and vote for your favorite. Justin Hoback, I think this is the second number 1 I'm drawing for you, too. Yeah, you drew number 1 on the plastic class as well. I'm gonna have to go buy a lottery ticket, man. That is crazy. I guess there was a 1 in 8 chance or 1 in 7 chance too, huh? Not much I can do about that. Shannon Nolan up next. Number 5, Shannon. And that leaves Travis Vance with what, number 7? Number 7, sir. Travis Vance, number 7. And that wraps it up. I'm going to leave those up there for just a second. But I want to thank everybody for sticking it out here. Going almost an hour and a half, y'all. I understand that this is time consuming, but it is a necessary evil. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I like to educate too, and talk about the sport and the rules and so on. And if you guys ever have any questions or anything about the drawing, anything about race day, if you're new and you have questions, don't hesitate, man. Hit me up. Message any one of the pages. We are on every single social media platform that there is. I don't think we're on Twitter, but I think we're on social media platforms I don't even know about. But definitely hit us up if you have any questions. I'm a huge fan of the sport. I love the sport. And I could talk about it all day long. So hit me up anytime, y'all. Look forward to seeing everybody at Hollerwood. If you can't come out to the race, don't forget, we will be live kicking off Friday afternoon, and then first thing Saturday morning. You will be able to watch all of the action again across all of our social media pages on Facebook and YouTube. That and all of our affiliates as well. When I say affiliates, I mean we have sponsors who allow us to stream from their pages, other race teams. So if you are missing the race, you are trying hard to, because I can tell you it's hard to miss an event on race weekends. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Don't forget, visit our website if you have any questions about or to sign up or anything like that. And again, let me know if your name was supposed to be up on that up on the board today and it didn't get put on for some odd reason. We'll get it figured out. All right, y'all. We'll see everybody very soon. Don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be live on the hill. So come hang out. See everybody very soon.